Oh, hey everybody. Hey everybody. Jerry Krusman, Maggie Fields, in the background, Avi, Morgan, other particular viewers.
2021 film, rated R, horror thriller, 1 hour and 45 minutes. It is in theaters and streaming on Peacock.
That's
I
what
got to watch it.
thought.
I got to watch it for free on Peacock, which was very nice, sitting in my own house. So,
Did you dovetail in on me?
you
Boom. So it's almost like we watched it together.
almost.
I'll share a little tidbit before you get wound up too much while I'm watching this.
Okay.
Demon, well, Glenda, aka Demon, decided she wanted to climb up on the back of the chair I was sitting in and lay across the back while I'm watching this movie. So
Protection.
I think I have a short video I'll send you later.
Awesome. That'll be fun. I like it.
All right.
These are like squeezing my head.
Don't let that happen.
Yeah. So I decided to, when we were watching it, it was very obvious that there was a movie before this one, which I'm not sure how I missed it, but the 2018 film, and then it led right into it, and it said it was 2018 in the film or whatever. And I didn't think much of it. I didn't think that it was really even necessary that I watched it. However, this afternoon, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and watch that one, and maybe I'll have some better insight on it. I'm really glad that I did watch that one, and I wish that I would have watched it first. I mean,
it would have helped a lot, especially with one of the opening scenes.
Yeah, you get the gist of it. I mean, I understood what was going on. I understood exactly what was going on, but still, it was nice to know those characters, and because, like we had spoke already about Jamie Lee Curtis's character, like she didn't have much of a role in this Halloween Kills, whereas her role was pretty amazing in the 2018 film. So. It would have just been better, and to know, the daughter and then the granddaughter and all them or whatever. I wish I would have reversed the watch on it, but
I think
too late now.
And you probably already have the information. It's because this one was a direct sequel to 2018, and there is a sequel to this one in 2022 coming out October, about the same time next year, called Halloween Ends.
Yeah, do you really think it's going to end after all this time?
I would hope so.
Yeah, okay. Let's put it to an end. Let's do that, and then be done with it.
Yes.
Start something new. Yeah. I liked it. It was, I don't know. I guess what you would expect. It was a Halloween movie.
Boom.
Myers is out to kill, and
yeah, this guy, he doesn't go down easy. Let's just put it that way.
he's like invincible. He doesn't.
Yeah. James Jude Courtney is the actor who portrays Mr. Michael Myers, aka Slash Boy. 2018, 2021 Halloween Kills, and in 2022. So it brought back several, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis, albeit very small in this particular film, as Laurie Strode, Judy Greer, Andy Matichak, and Will Patton. And then they added a couple folks, Anthony Michael Hall and Thomas Mann. And basically the film, which begins precisely where the previous one that you just talked about ended, sees Stroud and her family continuing to fend off Myers, this time with the help of the Haddonfield community.
Yes.
I'll hand it back to you.
Yes. So let's just go back into James Jude Courtney. He's 64. He's from Portland, Ohio. He's actor, stunt double, and stunt performer. And he's best known for these Halloween films. And he was also in an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but he mostly took like, martial arts or did something, whatever, in order to learn how to do like the stunt double stuff or whatever. But for this role, he said that to get Michael Myers' mannerisms down, he observed the movement of his cat. So I know, yeah. So yeah. So I mean, he doesn't really have a whole big history of like, film and stuff as far as we would know him from. But in this, he is one of two of the people that have played Michael Myers. So, okay, there's been 10 people that have played the character Michael Myers.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. James Jude Courtney is one of two of them who have had consecutive back-to-back Halloween.
Awesome. I thought he did good. I mean, fairly big guy, 6'3" is what I heard. So he looks bigger than that on screen.
Yeah.
But, and I actually had collected some information on him, so I'm glad you started out on him, Maggie, because I left it at work. And he's got a fairly large filmography. Most of the stuff lately tied to the three Halloween movies, 2018, 2021, and to come 2022. So anyway, continue, my lady.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, just from reading from him or whatever, it doesn't sound like he's doing what he wants to. It's not, he's not like, oh, I'm just starting to get acting and I haven't really had a whole lot. Or whatever.
Yeah,
this seems like this is what he's happy with doing this.
64. He's been around a little bit. He's probably done some stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll get to see him more in the next one and see how that one ends.
I like that. So where do you want to go from here, little lady?
Let's do Jamie Lee Curtis. How about that?
I'll let you go.
Okay, she is 62, born in Santa Monica, California. Her film debut, film debut, 1978, the first Halloween as Laurie Strode, and then yeah, she has been. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute because I was like, it was very, very lengthy, and I just needed to know.
She's a scream queen.
Scream queen, for sure. She was in Prom Night, which is another, I probably have seen it, but a really, really long time ago. And one that I remember, I don't really remember what the movie was about. I'm not sure. I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I don't know why, but A Fish Called Wanda.
Okay. I think that's Kevin Kline in it, I believe.
I don't know. I just remember that. I don't. So, as well as Freaky Friday, I really liked her in that one. And then last night, for the second time, I just watched Knives Out. So she's fine. Let's see.
Another one.
Oh yeah, I was like, what does this say? She was born to actor parents. She has a sister, Kelly Curtis, who's also an actress, and then another half sibling, Allegra Curtis, who is also an actress as well. So, acting family for sure. She studied law. She dropped out after one semester so that she could pursue acting. And she also writes children's books. And there's a whole plethora of them. Yep. So she's a big advocate for a lot of different charities, different things. I really like her political views. We will not get into that, but she also has two adopted children, and she is Jake Gyllenhaal's godmother.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
What's wrong? You cut out. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. She is his godmother.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes. And
daughter of Janet Leigh, important, and Tony Curtis, important. Yeah. And those little faces will flash up later. Do you remember both of those actors and actresses?
No, but she has been posting stuff with or about her mother lately. So, or about like pictures with her. Yeah. So, and dressed up as Psycho, right? Her mom did Psycho. Is that right?
I believe you are absolutely correct.
Yeah. So
her dad was in the original Spartacus.
Spartacus. So
Spartacus, a very good movie, by the way.
Yeah. So I counted. She was in 52 films and 27 TV related shows, and she has won 15 awards.
That is spectacular.
I know, that's a lot. And she
I believe you were right on excuse me, on Miss Janet Leigh. It was Psycho, and such a good movie, 1960. If you're done, I was going to add a little tidbit, and then you were bouncing all over it, which I really thought was interesting. So she's married to Christopher Guest, and you referenced the two adopted children, Annie and Ruby. Due to her marriage with Guest, who was a fifth Baron Hayden Guest in the United Kingdom, Curtis is a Baroness formerly entitled to the title Lady Hayden Guest.
Yes.
Did I spoil that for you?
No, I don't have anything else written down, but I did read that. So no, because I knew that you would say some stuff. I feel like we always kind of work well off of each other on that.
I think so.
Like, I'm going to write this. No, I'm not. My dad will say something. I'm sure of it.
This is a wild card because we lost our editor-director, Morgan, who's in the background going, these guys suck. But
no, she's got her headphones on. She's busy doing other things. So, Yes.
Anything else you want to say about our little Miss Jamie Lee?
Nope.
I will give a couple other shout outs on some of her filmography. And it obviously goes all the way back to 1978 when she started in Halloween. You called out a couple there, Mags. Fish Called Wanda. Perfect, 1985. I believe that had John Travolta in it. Christmas with the Cranks, 2002.
It's such a good, funny movie. I like that.
And one of her best, which is most recent, and you called it out, Knives Out. I really enjoyed that movie. She has a couple films to be announced, Everything Everywhere All at Once and Borderlands, which we've talked about Borderlands before, but I can't recall what we talked about. But yeah, she's been all over the board. Beverly Hills, Chihuahua. How can you forget that? Anyway, obviously tied substantially to this franchise, and we'll go on from there, little lady.
Sounds good. Did you have other people that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. Do you have anybody?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to let you go into that. We'll talk about him first. And his real name is?
I don't even know.
His real name is Michael Anthony Hall, professionally known as Anthony Michael Hall.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, very good. Yes, he is 53. He's from Boston, Massachusetts, and he was from all of the teen classics that a lot of us would know: 16 Candles, Weird Science, and The Breakfast Club. And he was also
all three good movies. John Hughes.
Yes.
Amazing.
Along, with all of those folks that were in all those or whatever, which named them the Brat Pack. So
the Brat Pack, and I'll always go synonymous with the Rat Pack, which Jim, when he watches this, will just like, oh my God, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis. If you weren't going to call it out, I will say that Hall joined the cast of Saturday Night Live during the 85-86 season at the age of 17. He was and remains the youngest cast member in the show's history.
Awesome.
There you go.
Pretty awesome. He started his acting debut when he was 7 years old for a Honeycomb cereal commercial.
Of course.
Yes, I'd like to pull that up. Do you?
No.
I don't either, but
No problem.
it would be fun to watch him in that. That would be cute.
Yeah,
But no,
he's got a pretty long filmography. Starts out in 1982 in Six Pack. Have no idea what that's about. Of course, a National Lampoon's Vacation, and then he went right into 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, and Weird Science. Boom, boom, boom in 84 and 85. I mean, just back to back to back.
yeah, yeah, those were the best. Those '80s movies and all those people that were in those, and just couldn't get enough of them.
Yeah, there was something. He was in a football movie, Johnny Be Good, 1988. The Dark Knight. I don't remember him in that, but he was in The Dark Knight in 2008.
Yeah, I heard that too. There was something else that he was in that I was like, I don't remember him in that, and I've seen it a ton.
Huh. I'm looking it over, and I'm not sure what it would be that you've seen a ton. Earlier, Edward Scissorhands. He was in Edward Scissorhands.
Oh no! Oh yeah, he was one of the mean kids, the mean teenagers or whatever in that one, right? No, not that one. It was something else. I don't know. That's all that I wrote down as far as characters to talk about.
Judy Greer, Judith Therese Evans, professionally known as Judy Greer, American actress, known pretty much primarily as a character actress. She expanded into some other genres with films such as Adaptation in 2002, The Village, The Descendant, Carrie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Jurassic World, Ant-Man, War of the Planet of the Apes, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and of course, Halloween. So she's gotten into some stuff out there. I don't know if I've got anything else specific other than she's got. I'm sorry?
13 going on 30. She was a good one in that. Her character was mean. She was a little snot, but she did a good job.
Yeah, she's got a hell of a filmography that goes back to 1998. And she's got four films that are to be announced. Gringa, Shoot the Rooster, Flint Strong, and Hollywood Girl. All sometime after 2021. I have no idea when.
Awesome. Good for her. Yeah, she's not done yet. We will see a lot of her.
I will mention, since it's kind of I'll mention a couple of them. Andy Matichak, American actress. Her film debut as Allison Nelson in the horror film Halloween in 2018. So you saw her when you watched 2018, and then of course she's in the one we just watched, Halloween Kills, and I'm thinking she will or maybe not be in Halloween Ends.
I would imagine she would be. And it didn't have a whole lot on her. It didn't say how old she was. She's very quiet for right now. So I'm sure we'll try to add more
she
later.
hasn't been active very long, 2013. Her filmography starts in 2015. Halloween in 2018, the only one I really know. Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, I'm sorry.
Halloween Kills and Halloween Kills.
Yeah. Will Patton, actually, I'll say Will Patton. Let's talk about Thomas Mann, young actor, born September 27th, 1991. He's known for his roles in the films Project X in 2012, Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and Kong Skull Island, and then the Hollywood Kills. For as young as he is, he started in 2010. He's got a movie coming out to be announced, The Chariot. Will Patton. You've seen Will Patton. We've seen Will Patton. Actually, William Rankin Patton, born June 14th, 54. He's appeared in films Remember the Titans, Armageddon, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Punisher. He's appeared opposite Kevin Costner in two films, No Way Out, filmed the same year that I filmed my film, and The Postman in 1997. He, as well as having a guest role in season 3 of Costner's Paramount series Yellowstone. He's got a filmography that dates back to 1983. and a very good actor, and I enjoyed seeing him. And I don't know if he's going to make it to the Halloween Ends, but we'll see.
I hope so.
I've got a couple other. If you don't, do you have anything else for the mags? No? You can't help but talk about Mr. John Carpenter, who created this series back in 1978. In fact, the music that I played at the beginning of this, he did himself for the film. He hasn't done a lot of movies, but most of his stuff has been tied to the Halloween series. Started out in 74 in Dark Star, Halloween in 78, The Fog in 1980, Escape from New York, which you've seen with Kurt Russell, The Thing with Kurt Russell, Christine, Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell, Escape from LA, Kurt Russell, and Ghost of Mars. A very good creator. I like his work. He's got up and down with the critics on some stuff, but he's got some longevity with this Halloween.
Yes.
Can't help but mention one of the producers tied directly to the director, and I'll get to the director in a minute, but Danny McBride. Danny McBride. The Foot Fist Way, Hot Rod, Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder, Up in the Air, Your Highness, This Is the End, a good movie, Alien Covenant. He's actually been the producer. He produced Halloween 2018. He's produced this movie, and he's producing the one in 2022, and he's collaborated with the director, Mr. David Gordon Green. Most of his stuff, he actually did Pineapple Express and Your Highness, so he was working with McBride all the way back then. And then he's tied directly to these slasher movies. Anyway, he's tied to the 2018, 2021, and 2022 Halloween movies. He mentions that his favorite films are, in order, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Gravy Train, The Bad News Bears, Deliverance, Nashville, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You can't go wrong with an Academy Award winner. So, anyway, that is Mr. David Gordon Green. That's all I've got, unless you want to talk about some other folks. I will tell you this. I went ahead and did a little math, and I pulled up all of the Halloween. I think we mentioned that there's 12, maybe 13 coming up in 2022. Total box office of all of these movies is $500 million, call it $518 million. So none of them way over the top, but all of them pretty steady in that respect.
Well, and it only makes sense to keep making them if that's what they're, obviously it's got to end at some point. So the next one, hopefully, but they're doing well. Well, keep it going. I went back the other day and I watched, I skipped the first one. I watched the second one. Matthias sat there and watched it with me. And even as old as it is, it didn't seem that bad to me because I've seen it before, and obviously it's closer to my age than it would be his anyways. I don't know if I was a kid, if I wouldn't want to watch something that old, but then I tried to watch the third one, but it's something, something about a witch. Halloween, and Halloween 3 is not about Michael Myers. It doesn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in it. So I was skimming through it a little bit. I was like, forget this. I got about 10 minutes of just skimming through it. And I was like, yeah, no. So, and then the return of Michael Myers in Halloween 4. So I watched that one, and then I'll watch the fifth one. But I wanted to go ahead and watch the Halloween 2018 first. So that, we could do this review, but yeah, I'm like, well, might as well just keep watching all of them. So,
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So we want to rate it?
Yeah, I'm going to let you go first because I think we're both about on the same level there.
Yeah. It made it better after I watched the 2018 one or whatever, but I'm still, and that's just, I'm going to say this, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. It's still just a cheesy horror film. It is what you would expect, but I'm going to give it a 3.2. I know that's kind of low, but
it is, and that's probably, honestly, probably about where I would be. I'll give it that as well. 3.2. Knives.
Go Masks. Okay. Film. It's called The House of the Devil.
What year?
Back in 1896.
Oh, and I'm going to dovetail off of that after you're done.
Okay. I watched it. It's like 3 minutes or somewhere around then, 2.5 to 3 minutes, something. I don't know. Of course, it's in black and white. It was very fuzzy, and it was something. There's piano playing in the background. There's no words. Directed by George Méliès. I'm not really sure. A French illusionist and film director. It was funny. There wasn't anything scary whatsoever about it. It looked like something that some fifth graders would have tried to put on, and kind of like a play or something. It was. I mean, it is what it is. So.
So I will dovetail off of that, and I just screwed up. Excuse me. There we go. So when I was going to school, I was studying telecommunications. So a lot of film study and that sort of thing was part of my curriculum, and part of that curriculum was a lot of different movies going way back. Birth of a Nation, I've mentioned before. This one, and Jim will relate to this. Shout out to Jim Wills, aka Buddy. Nosferatu. So 1922, silent film. Jim will know what I'm talking about. I am assuming he'll remember. If not, I'll refresh his memory. So while the effects and themes of vampire movies may come off as tired now, Nosferatu still remains fresh before the bloodsucker was buried in cliche and staked with parody. Adding to the eeriness, Count Orlok, adapted from Dracula, is only seen blinking once in the film at the end of part 1. He's a freak. Maggie, you almost need to watch this. Just
how do you spell it?
Nosferatu, Nosferatu, in 1922.
Is it a real short one too, like a short film kind of thing?
I don't know how short it is. It was a regular film. I can't recall how short it was. So,
but it was silent. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
What else?
Good on that. Okay. So, let's see. I looked up the ranked number one horror movie came to be.
Two.
Okay. So way back when Aubrey was really little, I don't know, she was like 2 or 3 years old or something. And so I sat her down, and we didn't have cable or anything. So whatever was on the TV, and she was like, "Ooh, I want to watch this, Mommy." And I was like, "Okay." Didn't think much of it. And then all of a sudden she's like screaming. It was the original It. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And it was only like 2 or 3 minutes of it or something. And yeah, that just.
Talk about me and you talk about me.
Right. There you go. I scarred her for life. Just ask her about it. So Aubrey, sorry. Film. It's called.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
The most successful horror film is The Sixth Sense. And I know, I got all of these little things here. As of October 22nd, 2020, nearly 7,900 horror movies have been made in the U.S., and that only accounts for 5% of all movies made worldwide. 7,900 movies, and only 5% are horror movies. I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot of movies. So, do you know who the most famous horror character is?
The most famous? Well, it's got to be one of 3.
I have a feeling you might not know.
It's got to be Dracula. It's got to be Frankenstein, or it's got to be the werewolf, or it could be the Mummy.
No, and the Mummy was stupid, by the way. But I do think the Mummy made it on a list of something that I saw. No, it's Candyman.
Oh, that's bullshit. Oh,
That's what I was like. "Arr." So, yes. Okay. And so I'll go into,
I got to be. Can I do a little piece?
yeah.
Jaws, 1975. Do you have something on Jaws?
No?
Okay. While the Jaws theme feels essential to the film today, Spielberg initially thought that composer John Williams was playing a joke on him. At first, I began to laugh. He had a great sense of humor, so I thought he was putting me on. He once said about the track, so that dun 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 dun. That is kind of freaky now. Apparently, Spielberg thought, get out of here, you're crazy.
It's funny. Just, I mean, it's simple, and I'm sure it didn't cost a lot of money either to have just that tiny little bit. Just like, the Halloween or whatever, It's just like, he starts coming, and all of a sudden you just get that little bit of that music in the background. So, okay. The very first color horror movie was 1957, The Curse of Frankenstein.
Ooh,
I
like it.
So yeah, Frankenstein was in there. And let's see, the first horror movie to win an Oscar was 1991, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Yes. And the other one that I have is The Best Horror Killer. Who is it?
Best.
Best
You're gonna have to
Killer.
define best, as
I
in
think it's like, who kills the best?
who kills the best?
I don't know. The best horror killer, I guess.
Huh. Michael Myers.
It is. It is Michael Myers. Yes.
Probably because he's done it like 13 freaking movies and killed 400 people.
I know. And one of the things that I noticed in the movie, though, was she said something, Jamie Lee Curtis or whatever, she said, he murdered 5 people. And I'm like, no, he didn't. He murdered like 500.
Like, a lot. There were some freaky things.
So I don't know.
Do you have more? Because I'm
No.
going to finish up, and it's actually going to finish up on Halloween, 1978. And we've talked about this before, so I'm not trying to bore our viewership out there. But like most of horror's most striking visuals, the mask of Michael Myers in Halloween has a frugal origin. The shape's haunting vision was originally a Captain Kirk mask, purchased at a magic shop, which the crew then spray painted and distorted to create Mikey's iconic look. Seeing this mask in the middle of the night will make you want to set phasers to something a bit stronger than stun.
I don't have a question, but we can make one up. Like, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, I didn't think we were doing questions. I thought we were doing the most interesting facts, but we can do questions.
Well, I mean, we usually do some sort of a question or whatever, and I just thought because it's Halloween and we're going with it, we could just end with that.
Well, I will end with this. Not that it was my favorite, but it's a movie that I can't help remember forever and ever and ever because of the circumstances around it. So not all that long ago, although I say that now and it's probably at least 15 years ago, The Strangers. The Strangers. I'll let you look it up. So this, I may have told this story before, so I'm sitting next to Carol in the theater.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She has a bucket of popcorn in her lap.
Oh, yeah.
There's a scene where, who's the daughter of Steven Tyler?
Oh, Liv Tyler.
Liv. So the camera's looking at Liv, looking out the kitchen window, and in the background is like an archway coming out of the kitchen into a hallway. And one of these dudes with the mask pops into that doorway, and the entire theater like goes, and Carol goes whoop with his popcorn straight up in the air, and it comes down on me. Oh, there goes my glasses.
Oh my God.
And
That's funny.
Carol ripped those off my face. Anyway, so I grabbed that bucket, I put it over to the side. I thought, oh my God, she's one of those. And Maggie, we've been at Twister. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Memories, I'm sure. Yes.
Yes. How about you?
Well, if we're going off of that, the memories or whatever, I'm gonna have to go with Jaws. Just because why we've talked about that so many times. But Scream, I really like all of the Scream movies.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah.
That's probably my favorite is Scream because the first one came out when it was like 1996, I think. So
yeah, somewhere around there.
I would have
I
been.
thought they were well done.
Yeah, I would have been starting my senior year in high school. So that would, to me, it was good. It was good, and I've liked all of them, and I can't wait for the next one's coming out in January or February. January, I think January. That's a good one.
Zombie movies. Probably some of the best ones. I'm just talking about scary stuff. Like 28 Days Later, those. And then, of course, the one that we finally got to watch all the way through with Mr. Emmett, World War Z.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched any of those? All of those?
Yeah. I think so. They all sound familiar. I definitely have seen World War Z, but 28 Days Later, is this something we've talked about, or maybe I've seen it? Sometimes I forget what I've seen.
Yeah, I know that 28 Days, at least 28 Days and maybe 28 Days Later, the actor Robert Carlyle that played John Lennon at the end of our last broadcast, who played John Lennon in Yesterday, was in that movie. So thanks everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. And we'll see y'all later.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Spooky.